Marijuana is on the ballot in California. Mexico and other nations are watching. But in the Netherlands, where the experiment exists, you could buy a certain amount of marijuana in the coffee shop. It's illegal to get it into the store, and you can't have more than a certain amount. So it's still illegal while they just turning a blind eye as people use it. Will it really? What's the best strategy to counter um, marijuana or drug addiction or drug activity? And will legalization make any difference? You see, some time ago, you had psychologists and some of the professionals uh, came together and said that we could get rid of religion. We could manage things. We could counsel people. We could give them medications and everything would be straight. And this was so naive and so dumb. You even have psychiatrists who are molesting kids. You see, I've never used any drug, cigarette, alcohol, beer, marijuana, no drug. And it seemed to be a problem because the psychologist that interviewed me in California, he's in Florida, he scoffed at the idea that I have never used any drugs. He thinks because I'm black, I had to be using drugs, and I'm lying. I've never used drugs, and the reason why I don't have to use it is because I believe that my body is special. I want, when I'm old, I should be able to function until the last day I live. And this body doesn't belong to me. It's God's body that I am here as a stored, and I need to keep it okay so that He could communicate to me and He could use me to accomplish good on earth. So that is my motivation for not using it. If I'm tempted, which I've never been tempted, I could go to God and I could say, Lord, please hold my hand and take me out of here. And this is key. Now, the legalization in my book doesn't make me not want to use it because I have a religious reason and religious support not to use it. So that to enforce it with the law and the police and the court without that religious part, it's impossible. And so the governments have got rid of religion, and now they have these big problems on hand that they can't control by laws and police and everything. It's expensive, and now they're saying that maybe we should just legalize it and any problem can go away. Well, I think there are two problems here. One in possession and the activity, but also there is the crime of getting the money to get it. Some people are so addicted to this thing, it's addicting, that they want to use more than is legally allowed, and then it comes back to how you're going to get more. So you have to buy it on the black market or some way, somehow. So as far as it goes, you won't be changing the dynamics there. And further, you're going to have these individuals who will now want to go and steal to get money to be able to get their fix. So I don't think that there's going to be, yes, the police might not arrest people for trafficking or having a certain amount in the possession. And then beyond and above all this, as a teacher, I could see, in fact, we have middle school students who will be challenging me. Have you never used marijuana? Are you from Jamaica? You never used marijuana? I say, no, I've never used it. Oh, you lying. That's good. God created it and all that. God did not create marijuana. When God, and I hear people on TV saying God said everything was good. Not marijuana. Because when He said everything was good, there was no poison, there was no tree with thorns, none of them smelled bad. Pollination was not with that dust during the summer to give you, the nasal problems and so on. So that human beings have done a variety of crossbreeding and budding and so forth and come up with different type of products. So we have the thorns, the smiling bad, and the whole 9 yards. Even with animals, we could see how we could get miniature dogs. God did not make miniature dogs, but they inbred them to the extent where they have a genetic problem and then they become dwarfed. And then they could cross a dog perhaps with a fox and get something else. God might have created a dog and a fox, but when you created the dog and the fox offspring, like with the zebra and the donkey, got in the donkey or the donkey or whatever you call it, God never made those. So the point is that the marijuana problem, it's affecting, as I said, these young boys in middle school. You see them, they're dull, they can't even figure out what you're saying. And I mean, look at it, marijuana does help people with cancer to eat and to feel better and to subjugate pain and so on, so that it does do something to the brain, which I don't see why I should now use it in a recreational way, because that deadening, who knows what it does. And I'm saying that it dulls the mind, so that in Netherlands, where it seems to be okay, They might have some stupid people, and look what's happening with the Tea Party and other people in the community. They don't have a clue what they're doing. They can't even do the job. They go to school, they know nothing. They have a big position and start this thing, they want to shoot up the place. So I think this is a mistake. I think that yes, it should be illegal to use, but that can't be the way to solve it. You have to go back to the churches, go back to the schools, go back to the families, and from early we have to indoctrinate kids that these things are not the best for your health. I think it's a mistake, and it's ironic to see that a superpower is going to flit away with people who are going to be mentally ill and can't function. I mean, you see people down the road, and you know they're high on something, and they can't do the job. They're going to drive and have accidents, and on the job they're doing stupid stuff. Man, this thing is so trivial. But bottom line is that we're going close to a phase of Earth's history here when it will be critical that people need to be able to think straight, and they can't think straight, so they're going to bring on more problems. Look, President Obama's problem here. People are not thinking straight. He's doing what he could do, but they're not doing their part. Be careful. This could mean the end of superpowership if the majority of people impair their minds so they can't function.